Sipping Off the Cuff on tequilaaficionado.com. I'm Alex Perez.
I'm Mike Morales, and tonight, Alex, we are going to do our first mezcal tasting for Sipping Off the Cuff. We have several in the works, but this one is this is a beautiful mezcal called El Silencio. Quiet, please. If you're very quiet, you can actually hear the agave. It will talk to you. This is an interesting brand because they consider it a joven. It's a ensemble, they call it. So it's a blend of two different types of mezcal, Espadín and Tobayashi or Tobayash. No sé cómo se dice en Oaxaqueño because I don't speak Oaxacan. Could be. You're probably right. I don't know. Those who have had more mezcals than we have will probably tell us. The company seems to be well funded, though. Very elegant bottle. You know, they have a great looking logo on the back of that crazy rabbit. Probably a symbolic of the 400 conejos, the legend of the 400 rabbits. And this particular mezcal is double distilled, and it's being marketed at 80 proof, 40 ABV. So it's virtually a tequila. I mean, it's interesting because most of the mezcals that you and I have had are much higher alcohol by volume, but not this one. They do wonderful social media. They are on top of their photography. It's it's a beautiful, like I said, beautiful bottle. Their Maestro Mezcalier or Maestro Mezcalero is Pedro Hernandez. And Alex, I got to tell you, I've had enough of this bottle to tell you that there's no mistaking that this is a mezcal. I mean, what a wonderful nose on this thing. Wow.
Well, it's got it's clear. It's not crystalline.
No.
It's got a nice clear color to it.
Mm-hmm. Although they call it a joven. You know, they call it a joven, but it's not as tinted as as joven tequilas would be, for instance.
Right.
Like even Casa de Dragones that we had before had a little bit of a tinge of an off color, you know.
Right. And it's got some nice legs to it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a beautiful nose.
Isn't that beautiful? This nose really sings to you, man. Wow.
You can really smell that smoky, leatherish bouquet.
Oh, wow.
It's got almost like a sweetness to it, huh?
Oh, just at the very end, because my first experience with mezcal was Del Maguey, which to me is the standard. It's the bar, and everybody else tries to make it to that. And it just brings back all those. It's an unmistakable nose and bouquet that it's very pleasant.
It's got that fresh leather smell, like if I were walking through the Mexican plaza where they're making leather products.
Yeah. There's that distinctive aroma in the air.
Yeah.
Oh
right.
Man, gotta go for it. Mm. 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 Mm.
It's a little hot.
Well, it's a mezcal. Like I say, there's no mistaking it's a mezcal. It's a double distilled, even a double distilled.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Well, definitely a mezcal on the nose.
Yes.
It's very distinctive with the smokiness. It's got a nice entry. It gets hot real quick on the tongue.
And mezcals, you know, Alex, and you've had a few. I'm sure you've had lots of them actually, but this one, there's no mistaking it's a mezcal. It's that warm, fuzzy, long, lingering finish. I guess the finish would have touches of tobacco, chili. As you said, it was hot, so it might be like chili or jalapeno maybe. This is, I gotta tell you, for our first mezcal here on Sipping Off the Cuff, this is a beauty. This is really, I'm very impressed by the quality of the mezcal that we have here. And like I say, they do wonderful social media. You can find them on Facebook, you can find them on Twitter, and they're constantly out there. And very elegant bottle too. If you look at it, simple and elegant.
There's several layers of flavor.
Yeah, it.
We do get some of the mineral. They say there's you can taste the mineral. You get some mineral at the end there.
Well, you know how you were saying leather and stuff. You can actually have the leather and a little bit of tobacco. You get that because of the char. You know the smokiness, and it's not a deep smoky. You know, like some of the more authentic. Well, I guess this is not authentic too. I mean, you know, the fact that it comes in at 80 at 40 ABV is unusual to me because I have had them much stronger and a much higher ABV, but this is a real elegant mezcal. I will say that it, you know, I'll go on record, brand of promise. I think this is going to be a hot little brand. I believe too, because of the ABV, it will appeal to both men and women and first-time mezcal drinkers. I think it's very. I think it serves several purposes. I don't know. Have you had any experience with using a mezcal in a cocktail? I know that they have several signature drinks, but besides floating it, of course, on the margarita, that's easy. But
yeah, typically I have floated it. I haven't created a cocktail with this as the base. You know, because when you're talking about a base, you're talking about 1.5 to 2 ounces of a spirit, right? So it's quite a bit. So I like to try to experiment with it. I don't see any recipes. I think on their Facebook and I think on their Instagram. I think on Instagram they've got some stuff they put up once in a while.
They do. Like I say, follow them on their social media because they frequently post. You know, they're serious, man. They are obviously well funded. I mean, you know, they got a nice paper seal. Do it, yeah. But I'm impressed. I want to go brand of promise for this Joven, for El Silencio. I think it's a very, very worthy mezcal. Like I say, what surprises me is that it's got the intensity of the mezcal, but it's got the 40 ABV, and so it's not you know, it's not the more intense mezcals that I'm used to having, and we're not even using. I mean, mezcal doesn't even have an appropriate glassware unless you're using. You know, they have a picture of it with a glass that's got a chimney, like a grappa glass, or you know, I'm used to having them in copitas, little clay copitas or gourds. But even in a riedel, it just picks up all those nice nuances.
That's why I like riedels.
Yeah,
I definitely don't like this as a brand of promise.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I like what they're doing and bringing awareness to the brand, which equals awareness to mezcal. A lot of people still don't Mezcal is. I've tasted it. There isn't a lot of talk about Mezcal. You really don't see it on the shelf of mainstream stores. You have to go to a specialty spirit outlet for it.
Well, right there in downtown LA is Las Perlas, which has probably one of the most superior selections of tequila and mezcals, and they're heavy into the artisanal, spirits. And so I believe that they do carry. I think you can get El Silencio there, but if you see it on the shelf, pick it up. I think all your major outlets they do have a section there where you could find it. Wally's, K&L, Gil Turner's. So those are the few places where you can order this online probably. Very well worth your time to pick it up.
Find them on social media. I just saw a post yesterday that they're going to be at Coachella.
Hey,
I guess these people. They're all over the place.
Yeah, they are. They're very serious about what they're doing, and I think if anybody has a chance to jump on the mainstream, it's these guys. So we recommend them as brands of promise. I'm Mike. Yep. I'm Mike Morales.
And I'm still Alex Perez. And you're watching Sipping off the Cuff, I should say, on TequilaAficionado.com. Thanks for watching.